Hey guys, welcome back to CN Silver Creek Subdivision. First off, I want to start off by saying Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I wanted to do a special for Christmas or like a little thank you guys thing, but the downside of having a club that's not in your basement is you only get so much time up here. But anyway, Happy New Year's, Merry Christmas, and this is going to be the layout update for December. So this clip is from the operating session that we had a couple weeks ago. I'm going to scatter these throughout the video to give you some train running relief as I talk my butt off as I always do here. Try and have one of those every month or every 6 weeks ish. So without further ado, we'll get into it. The next section is what's new to the layout this month. All right, guys. So this is what's new on the layout this month. First up is a Tier 4 scale trains I did for Trackside Mike. So he's part of the club, and I want to bring everybody's stuff up here for the bridge scene here for what's new. So it's not just my stuff. It's just a basic weathering. I do these for lots of people. It's just a basic Gevo weathering job. Because it's a CN locomotive or a black on the back, I don't have to paint any of the grills. I don't have to, except for those little two ones on the back. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Just panel liner. Mike opted to have the reflective smoke block stripes put on. And then I pulled the windows out and the wipers and the grabs and then lined the window gaskets. And it makes all the difference in the world, I have to say. And otherwise, I guess I dabbled around with some different Bray ground paint mixture ratios because every time I do one, I just mix my own paint, so it's not always exactly the same. So that's that. No, there I am. I'm pointing at the, pointing at the little grills I had to paint there in the back. That's that. Just a basic weathering, pretty quick on a Tier 4. And now we're getting into the salt cars. So the salt cars are based off the prototype of the salt cars that run from Stratford, Ontario to Goderich, Ontario on a short line. They go to the Compass Minerals mine in Goderich, Ontario. So it's I don't know if it's in the top 5 biggest salt mines in the world or top 10, but it's up there. It's quite a large very large facility. And I grew up along that track, so I wanted to have something for the proto freelance aspect. These are all custom decals made for me by Matt at Circuit City. So I got just like the whole car number made, obviously, instead of doing every individual digit as a separate decal. So there's 70 of them. I think 60 of them are American Limited. The other 10 are probably are Athearn. So they came in various different road names: GANX, SLCX, a couple Quebec Cement ones. I think I have. I just bought whatever there was a surplus of, and then I stripped the reporting marks off and the logos off. Which you'll see here in a second when we get to the tail end. I have some of the stock cars from what they look like. So I've actually never really weathered salt cars before, or any railway cars really. I've done these 8 salt cars, maybe like 10 hoppers. Yeah, not very many. I've always been doing locomotives. So with my 4-axle Jeeps the pile's starting to get a bit thinner now, I thought I'd move into this year and I'll try to weather a pile of the railway cars in the layout. They also all need resistor wheel sets. Not these cars specifically, but the whole layout does, right? So thought maybe this would be the year of the railway car and kind of take a break from locomotives as the main focus. So this is what they look like prior, like out of the box here. So on like this is a good car because it was just the reporting marks to strip off. The next one here, let's see. It has a little logo there, right? So not a big deal again. Just paper towel and red microsol and let it soak, and then they come off. And the next one was a bit big. The logo's a bit bigger. Excuse me. So yeah. Anyway, some of them have larger logos. They take a bit more effort to get off, but more or less that's what I'm doing. So I'm stripping them down, not the paint, but just the reporting marks and the logos, and then replace them with the decals I had made by Matt there, and then I'll weather them up. And that was my first attempt at like rust streak. So some of them were done with oils, some of them were done with streaking grime. It's an enamel, so I don't know which one I like the best yet, but time will tell, right? Only there are 60 to go, so I'll have her figured out by the end. And then I picked up 2 of these Aurora Miniature 50-foot box cars from Otter Valley. You see all these guys doing all these amazing jobs on box cars, so I thought I'd give her a go. So they turned out pretty good. Pretty happy with them. I learned a little bit, and I'll keep going with that. Yeah, so that's all that's new on the layout for the month of December. There is some cool stuff hopefully arriving for January, but we'll see. It's still up in the air. January update. I'll see if I can get some footage from Springfield because Adam and myself are going to go. So we'll see if I can contain myself enough to get some footage and put it in next month's update. All right, next up is the Dick's Building Supplies hand throw switches in. We use tortoises instead of blue points. I think I covered this in the last month's video. We did have blue points in there, and then I went to go install the linkage to the actual knob, and I just wasn't impressed. I couldn't see it lasting the test of time with all of our different operators up here. So, and we had a surplus of tortoises left over from the CTC build, so that was that. And that's all it is, just a push button. And then it's locally controlled, obviously. It's not integrated into the CTC. But when the switch is reversed, it will drop the block and show an occupancy on the CTC. And here we have another clip from the operating session. It's one of the 400 series trains heading to Beaverton with a 4-axle dead in tow, and looks like he's going past Rally 579, who's just got done lifting Silver Creek and is not as important as the 400 series train, so he's gonna wait for him to go by. All right, the shop here at Staging. I finished this up this weekend and started it last weekend, so it took me a couple days to get this in here. And this is the last part of staging, so now our rebuild is complete. What can I tell you about it? The 2 center tracks are for the passenger trains. It'll hold, I think, 4 coaches and 2 engines-ish. So Yeah, the track by itself is where we're going to clean our locomotives. So I'm going to hang up a little paper towel dispenser there and a little cup holder for a bottle full of mineral spirits, because that's what we like to use for cleaning wheels on our power. And then the track cleaning train sitting there, but that's not a dedicated spot. So you can fit, I guess obviously you can tell, probably like 5 engines in that track, and then 4, and then 3.5 in the next one. And then there's 2 long tracks on the other side that can hold probably 6 locomotives each. So this will facilitate the staging yard job, building trains, and that's where you're going to put your power once you arrive at staging, cut off from your power, and grab your EOT and put yourself back on the shop. And then the next 400 series train's on duty. If the staging job can build it and put the power onto it, cool. And if not, you'll come off the shop and go put your power on and call the RTC and get a light and head off to where you have to go. So, yeah, that's that. And what am I saying here now? Oh, so this is where the power was before, but now these tracks are going to be for dimensional loads. So I have a couple of those transformers. Another member has a couple of nuclear reactor vessels that he's had made. So this will be the place where the dimensional loads sit, so they're not in constant circulation. And more tortoise buttons are in. They're actually all in now. So Adam finished this up this weekend. And it's just nice now, because before you had to reach underneath the fascia and move the tortoise by hand. So, and they do the same things as the other one. Once the switch is open, it drops the block between opposing signals on the CTC screen, so the RTC can't line a train into a wrong switch, as it does in real life. If a switch is reversed, the RTC will say, "Hey, that's not right. Somebody's in trouble." One of the features I was proud that we were able to make work here on the CTC. So pretty straightforward. Anyway, but it is nice, and they'll look pretty cool once the fascia is painted. So that's that. Nope. And just another quick video from the op session. So this was 579 that was waiting in Silver Creek in the last video there. So 579 goes up and does services FS Partners, which is the potash. And then he also, after he spots there, he runs over to Silver Creek, which is just across the bridge, and he makes a lift, whatever's left for him from the first job that runs the branch. So first job leaves all the stuff he pulled set up nice and neat for 579, so he can grab it, and then he grabs his pulls from FS Partners, and then he heads her back to Beaverton and drops it there for the yard job to switch out for the 400 series trains to lift and take back to staging. All right, have to talk fast. So car cards, I had this idea to make locomotive cards. So they're just straightforward, the same front and back. But I just went and found a picture, off the internet and put it on the card, wrote up a quick little thing, what their horsepower is, DC, AC traction, if they have dynamics, if they have RCL equipped, if they're DPU equipped, and then you can, just, it's kind of neat to see the real one, and then there's the model of it. So, and it goes in the card stack, so it kind of makes your consist feel like it's more together. So, yeah, I got, 30 locomotives done. So that they're obviously a bit more work individually than a card is, but I think it was neat. It just adds to it, right? So now you have your power and your card stack. So just something else to add to it. And then Corey's going to make us pockets for all the shops and stuff. So just another thing I finished up this month. All right, and the bridge is gone here. So Corey took that out and then just put a piece of wood back in. So there's going to be a tunnel portal go right where my finger's going to point. Any second. Come on, me. Yep, right there. So we'll put a tunnel portal in there, and that'll close us all up, and then we'll fill in the top. So it's just two tracks from Silver Creek East there. So one going down to the right there around the helix to staging, and then the one to the branch. And I think it'll make it a more simpler scene than what it was going to be originally. So that's that. Also, the backdrop's in. I don't think I've covered that. I think last time it was just a bracing. So the backdrop's in, kind of tapers down. Corey did this again. Great work he did. And then got it sanded. So, yeah, that was pretty cool too. Just a quick little burb on that stuff. All right, car cards. I feel like I should have left myself more time to speak here. So I'm not sure why it's spun this way, but that's what the car cards used to look like. Or sorry, that's the new car card. And the one on the top is the old car card. So this is iteration 7 or 8. When it started, Andrew and we just printed out a bunch of cards with lines on them, and we hand wrote them all. So we've come a long way. This isn't based on anything. This is just my car card system I've kind of evolved over the last couple years. It's pretty basic, but I did do all of them. That's what I did last month too. All 500 and whatever there was of them. So as much as this is a short little speech on this, it did take a long time. I stole the CN Noodle and the CPKC logo and put them on there to kind of make it, just stand out at you more for where the car is actually going. But yeah, that's that. And since I was in a card frenzy, job cards, right? Why not? So I also made job cards. I also changed the jobs so that they're in real time based on a 9 to 5, like 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon operating session, like in our real time. So before they just had times to kind of show the order they went in, but I tried to, I put them into an 8-hour schedule for our operating session. So we'll try that out here in the next couple of weeks and see if that works. On the job cards, V83 is the first one up. It says the job on one side, and then on the other side here, it shows what it has to do with a little blurb of what it does, any special notes you need to know of, and yeah. So that's that. This took some while too. So not a lot of changes on the layout per se itself, but I was very, very busy this month, and I'm excited to see how it all turns out. All right, Dick's Building Supplies. This was another job I tasked Corey with, and it's the same up there, but this track here that holds the center beams, I got him to move it back out towards the main and extend it another, I guess. Well, there's the old one there. So yeah, another foot or so. So it should leave lots of room there and make the scene more open. So that's not so squished, I think. And this is a massive facility, so it deserves to have a pretty substantial track to unload lumber too. So just want to facilitate, or try to make sure I support the amount of product that comes in off railway cars against the actual size of the distribution center. So I think using a really long scene here, it is long, I think it'll work out well once it's all scenitized. We start putting lumber piles in there and get a fence up and get the grass in between the main and show the right-of-way change. I think it'll all come together quite well. So, all right, last but not least, the last piece of fascia went in. So Corey did this as well and did a great job. And then he reinforced the piece of wood right there. Let's see what the blue is. That was something he put on there, and then just kind of reinforced all this. It was kind of just hanging on the helix before. Not hanging, but it wasn't super secure. So again, that's what 2025 is supposed to be all about, is the operations I wanted to streamline. That was all the cards, job cards, etc. That was for 2025, but it's already done now. Finalize the track plan, the shop, the staging rebuild, the CTC. These are all things that were huge, and I think we're moving in a good direction here. So definitely want to give a shout out to all the members. You guys have been nothing but awesome here in the last little while, and you can tell because the progress is just it's really getting done. So I think that's about it for this one. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Cheers. Happy modeling.